Hey guys, Beretta 9mm USA here, and Beretta Senior picked up a Dan Wesson model 715 357 Magnum. This has a full underlug barrel, 6-inch barrel. There's 357 Magnum, made by Dan Wesson Firearms. If you guys do not know, CZ USA now owns Dan Wesson. Look at the check ring or the knurling on that hammer. And look how thick that hammer is, and also look how thick that is up on the upper frame. Trigger too, has the over travel stop screw in the back. So the Dan Wessons have a cylinder open button right here in the front. It's not back here like a Smith & Wesson or a Ruger revolver. You press down and you push the cylinder out. It's also cut for moon clips. You can also interchange barrels with this. You can go from a 6-inch barrel down to a 4-inch barrel or a 2.5-inch barrel. It's pretty cool. So are you looking forward to shooting this?
Yes, I'm looking forward to shooting it. I have not owned a full-size revolver since 1990. So it's been a few years for me for a full-size revolver.
And what was that last revolver that you owned?
1990 was a Smith & Wesson 629 Classic. It was a 44 Magnum. I loved it. It was a great revolver. I should have never sold it. Lesson learned, right? Lesson learned, guys. If you have a gun you really, really love, please never sell it because you'll regret it. This thing seems to be built like a tank. Just seems to have more steel involved in it than the Smith & Wessons of current models. And we've been researching it quite a bit. There's not a whole lot of them out there on YouTube. There's not a whole lot of videos out on them. They are fairly expensive. Somewhere, MSRP is somewhere around $12.50. So this is what's called a blim model, which means there's something minutely wrong with the revolver.
So it has a pit in the frame,
which is very small. If you took a ballpoint pen and just made one little dot on a piece of paper, that's about how big the blim is.
Yep.
So for that, you save $300. So the MSRP on these things is about $12.50. We save $300 right off the bat, and I was happy to pay that amount to get my hands on one. It is actually the only one I have ever seen for sale. So it's a limited production run of 500 or less, is my understanding, right, young Beretta?
Yeah, from 2014 to 2015. They're only planning on producing 500 of these.
Okay, so that's kind of what we know about it. It is a full-size revolver, a 6-inch barrel and a full shroud and everything on it, and the weight comes in around 48 ounces, is that right? Yeah,
48 ounces exactly, 3 pounds.
So it's 3 pounds of steel there. It should keep the 357 Magnum, well under control. And of course, we'll be shooting some 38s through it too, because it's expensive to shoot 357 all the time, right?
Yeah.
So anyway, we're gonna bring you some shooting on it real soon here. Thanks for watching the video, guys. Remember, your Second Amendment is worth protecting.
The Dan Wesson model 715. This is some 130 grain 38 special PMC. Alright, it was having some troubles actually with the trigger not wanting to reset right there. That was kind of weird. Trigger's not wanting to reset.
Okay.
That was weird.
Okay.
I don't know. Weird.
So a couple of issues with the trigger not coming back.
Yeah.
Like the springs aren't pushing the trigger back. All right, let's shoot it some more and see what happens. Okay, so here's the group on the Dan Wesson 715 so far. No speed loaders yet. They are on order for this pistol.
Yep. Jump.
Okay, it didn't do that to me at all.
Okay.
I'm not sure why. So here's the release up here.
So you just press down and
It's
push
pretty
out.
tight. It's pretty tight. Of all the new pistols we bought this last week, this is the one we were anticipating, or one of the ones we were anticipating the most of what it was going to be like. So it did lock back on that last one for just a second. The trigger locked back to the rear and didn't release at first.
Okay.
So I'm just wondering, you know, are we talking about break-in here? What are we talking about? Don't have a lot of experience with revolvers, so we will continue to shoot it and see what happens. Okay, so I was just shooting the Dan Wesson a little bit quick there on the 12-inch plate. And then over here, young Beretta and I were both shooting for headshots with it. So it seems to shoot pretty good. We're going to continue to work with it.
Okay.
Wow.
Yeah, pretty good group.
Nice.
These 38 specials are very easy to shoot out of this, as we expected, right?
Right.
I should be turning it this way because the cylinder on this Dan Wesson turns clockwise. A single action on one of these. Okay.
Did it do it again with the trigger? Or?
Nope. Didn't do it that time.
So I'm hoping it's breaking in. All right,
Yeah.
let's switch. Okay, we're loaded again.
Good job.
The head is clear, so I'm going to try for some headshots here. I was kind of dancing around underneath the head, and 2 rounds went right over the top. It's getting a little warm. These 30
speedloaders in.
Yeah, the speedloaders are coming, and these 38s almost feel like you're shooting a 25 Magnum or something through this thing. I mean, the Revolver is so big and heavy that the 38s are next to nothing.
Good job. That time you did very well.
Yeah, most of them hitting the head that time. I'm still learning it. There's no doubt.
Good job. I shot it pretty good.
Yeah.
Other than the trigger locking back and not going forward.
Right. I noticed the empty brass, you know.
When you press on that ejector rod, they just fly out.
Yeah, no problems at all.
So it's wanting to do it. I don't know why.
And it's not like you're squeezing it and holding it back.
Yeah, I'm trying to let it fly forward to let the trigger return spring do its job. There you go.
I think I got him.
Good job.
So no problems on that one. Does it matter?
There you go. Finger through the cylinder. Hold on. Make sure that you're in the flute. Are you in the flute?
Yeah.
There you go. Now do it. Good job. Yeah. That's how it's done. We were taught that by the old 1911. How to reload a revolver. No problems.
No, worked perfectly that time.
Good job.
All right, this will be my last one with it today anyway. I just hope that whatever it is that's sticking the trigger, you know, I hope that stops.
Yeah. Okay. Here.
I actually had to put some effort into it to
let it release forward. So I think it's a trigger return spring problem. We may have to send it back. Some one-handed action with the Dan Wesson 715.
So it's almost averaging at 1 round per reload.
It's done it twice now in this cylinder.
I think it's going to have to go back.
Yeah.
For a look. Okay, so that's where we're at right now with the Dan Wesson 715. A little bit disappointing.